Hi Joanna, how are you?
Hi.
Nice to see you again.
Yes, yes. You look a wee bit different.
Yes.
I'm trying to place you. I know your face, but I'm trying to place
My name's
you.
David Valentine.
That's right. That's right. I'm good at faces, but not always good
Well,
at names.
sometimes my beard's changed, so that's just part and parcel of what's been happening. It was just about your letter.
What letter?
And the letter you had sent to the Foreign Office. Remember, I had been held in Dubai for 2 years without a legal ability to work or leave the country.
Yes,
and then the
that's
Foreign
right.
Office had decided not to investigate it. With my father dying, I couldn't come home for my father's funeral.
I would need to check with Fraser what's happening.
Yeah, they've already sent it back.
Yeah.
So they've refused to actually reinvestigate it.
Yeah.
Because it's over a year. So what's my legal redress? Because I mean,
I can't give you legal advice.
No, not legal advice. No, sorry. What's my redress?
I don't think you've got any.
Right, that's great. So it's okay for a foreign government to hold me let me just finish. So it's okay for a foreign government to hold me for 2 years, allow me to starve on the streets, and
Hang on a second. I can't remember the exact details of your case. I would need to pull the file up, and because I didn't know you were coming, I hadn't brought it with me.
Sure.
So I can't give you a straight answer to any of this.
No, I'm telling you.
And get back to you.
No,
I know you're telling me, but I'm not going to answer you till I look at the facts of your case, because it looks at the time. But I'm pretty sure Fraser has already told you there's nothing that we can do for
That's
you.
fine. So I'm just curious though. So the fact is that I've been held in a...
No, I'm not going to answer your questions till I've looked back at your file.
Okay.
Because I don't just give people answers off the top of my head, and it was a complicated situation, and I know you had a hellish time, but Fraser's view was there was nothing I could do about it. And before I change that view, I'd have to go back and look at the whole file.
That's fine, I
So what I
understand.
suggest to do is I do that, and then make an appointment to see you at the next surgery, when I've looked at it properly.
Yeah, okay.
Or I can give you a phone call if that's easier.
Well, so I think you're right. I'm not disagreeing with you. I don't think there is anything I can do. So is that correct? Should that be the case? I'm being denied.
Look, I'm not responsible for the actions of the Dubai government.
I'm not saying that, but the British. Can I just? Are we having a conversation? If you want to talk at me, I'll listen. If you want to, I'll listen to you.
The reason I'm a bit exasperated is we've been through this several times, and we've given you a view, and I'm not omnipotent. And if I say there's nothing more I can do, I'm generally right about that. But I don't want to commit myself here because I don't have your file in front of me, and I've got hundreds of people's cases I'm dealing with. I do remember it because it's a shocker. What happened to you is a shocker. But there are many British citizens who have been treated badly in countries such as Dubai, and even worse in countries such as Saudi Arabia, and we often find ourselves in a situation where there's very little we can do. Now, I think you had some consular assistance, but it wasn't up to much.
No, but my point is, and my question is for you. Surely having the Foreign Office or the embassy in the UAE knowing about my case, that some humanitarian assistance could have been provided. If they knew that I was not legally allowed to work or leave the country, surely I
remember that, because you were basically destitute.
I had no, so why was I not even given humanitarian assistance? That wouldn't have affected anything else that was going on. And the embassy knew, because the embassy was informed.
Would you mind waiting outside while I just phone Fraser, because he's back at the office?
No problem.
I can check what our last communication.
Sure.
The papers.
Just wait the papers, right? Okay, thanks.
Fraser to pull up the file.
Fantastic.
I remember now.
Yeah.
So basically, a Foreign Office's position, it's not my position, it's their position, is that they did what they would do for anyone in your situation, any British citizen, that they put you in touch with charities and told you could get funds transferred from family in the United Kingdom. Now, I know you saw Alison Thulis, Tommy Shepherd, and then me, because you're here now and you're in my constituency. So remember your complaint to the Parliamentary Services Ombudsman about the way the Foreign Office had behaved
Yes.
out of time.
Yes.
So I wrote to them on your behalf
That's right.
and said, look at this, what this guy's been through. When he got back here, he was homeless. He's been pushed from pillar to post. Would you not reconsider it? And they said no. And there's nothing more that I can do. And I think Fraser has explained that to you.
Right.
So don't get me wrong. It's not that I'm not sympathetic, but sometimes there's nothing more that I can do.
That's fine. Okay, so let's go to something else then. So it's 2 years. I'm just curious as well. Like thing with begging is in a terrorist sort of thing, and then there was a terrorist guy in Guantanamo Bay who got £1 million from the British government, who should have been in Guantanamo Bay, because when he got the £1 million, he went to Syria and blew himself up.
Process.
I see, but I can't access any legal process because none of the lawyers are prepared to take my case. In fact, Lee Day, who took the terrorist bomber who eventually blew himself up in Syria, his case refused to take mine, as is Anna Samler.
I can't do anything about
Right,
that.
that's fine. No, but I'm just saying the hypocrisy.
If the lawyers say that you don't have a case, then I can't make a case up.
Well, I would have
here.
said there was a case, because I would say
but
being
that's
allowed
why
to
you go
start.
to a lawyer, because they will give you the legal advice.
So-
and if they don't think you have a case, then they're probably right.
Right.
They're not saying you don't have a cause for complaint.
All right. Oh, it's only a complaint getting held for 2 years for starving the streets.
They're not saying that it's not right for you to be totally annoyed about what happened to
Totally
you.
annoyed?
What they're advising you is on whether or not you have a legal claim.
Right.
Now, I'm not going to sit here while you shout at me about
I'm not
it.
shouting.
You're raising your voice.
I'm not raising
and I
my
get
voice.
enough hassle in my job, Mr. Ballantyne.
I'm not
about
hassling
that.
you.
We've done what we can do,
Right.
and I can't really do anything else.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I think you've had a hellish time, and if I could help you find a home here, or I would, and if I could push any
That's fine. I
buttons
don't
or
mind.
write any
Do you mind if I
letters
go
on
into
your
something
behalf?
else? Can I? Because I know you're busy. I would like to just talk about something else. So I went to university, got a degree. I've got 2 learning difficulties that I didn't get any help from at school. In 2002, I took the 3 different dyslexic bodies to the
I remember you
MSPs.
telling me about that.
And the SNP have done relatively well in improving it, because there was only 7,000 children that had been identified in 2002. Now there's 17,000. When I took the 3 different dyslexic bodies through Karen Gillan, who was my MSP for Clydesdale, the 3 different dyslexic bodies said there was 10% of the pupils that had dyslexia, which would equate to something between 73 and 75,000. That's not including somebody like me, who I thought my attention deficit was my dyslexia, but apparently I've got attention deficit and dyslexia, so you are not identifying multiple difficulties. There should be at least 12 MSPs, 65 MPs that are dyslexic. Can you name me one? So we are able
I'm
to.
not an MSP.
No,
I'm
I
a member
understand.
of Parliament.
No, I don't mean that. But
So I don't deal with education matters.
No.
I'm pretty sure Mark MacDonald is dyslexic.
Right, but there should be. There's not 65 and
there'll
12,
be more,
is there?
There'll be more than that, but not everybody talks openly about their
Yeah.
dyslexia. One of my employees is dyslexic, but we don't discuss that openly because
Right.
I manage there. So I don't know, but if you had an issue about that, you would need to go and see your member.
Fine,
of
skip
Scottish
along. Sorry, I
Parliament.
apologise. I should have remembered that. So here, but I went to university. So I was going to the point anyway. Went to university, got a degree in financial services. I qualified as an IFA, got my qualification.
that, yeah.
Then I had to I re-qualified as an IFA. Qualified as a stockbroker, but was failing because of my dyslexia. What was at the time, the Securities Institute. Then I went to Strathclyde University and was going to go on to do an MSc in investment analysis, which would have exempted me from the IIMR exams, which at the time was the fund management and the or investment management exams. So so now, after spending all those years at university and qualifications, I'm not authorised to give any financial advice, even though in Dubai I was the head of 2 Forex companies. I'm not authorised to give any financial advice. Have I got to continually, repeatedly do my
That was a
exam?
matter you had to take up with your professional body.
No, that was the MPs in 2000. The reason I went to Dubai was in 2011.
I think we've discussed this previously, and I think we've established there's not anything I can do about it.
Right, that's great. So it's just...
We've been over this ground before, and it's not that I don't want to help, but there's a limit to what I can help with.
Okay.
I can, you know, if you came to me and told me you had a problem with your benefits, then yes, or a problem with your immigration status.
Yeah, no, the
yes.
benefits are screwing me about as well. In fact, everything's actually mucking me about.
Well, I'm
so,
sorry for that. Now, I'm going to ask you to leave now because we've got a lot of other people coming in here today and we're just going over old ground and I don't think we're making any progress. So I'm afraid I can't help you further with the issue with Dubai or the dyslexia issue.
Well, there was one last thing I would like to discuss. So I'm trying to set up my own business and I've applied to the loan company, the DSL loan company to identify. I spent a year developing.
You told me about this as well.
Right, yeah.
So what's the issue?
And I spent a year developing the business plan. It was 200 pages long, so it was really I was in the top 13 business plans.
What's the problem?
So I can't access any loan funding either.
Well, why? What reason was given?
Well, they said I had to redo the.
Right. Well, you'll need to follow that advice. I don't have the power to change people's requirements. Requirements for professional qualifications or requirements for the lender.
But you set
money.
it as the legislator.
Look.
Okay,
I
you
didn't
SNP
say it
going.
as the legislator. I cannot change the fact that your professional body requires you to re-qualify.
It wasn't. It was legislation that was brought in.
I don't think we can do much more about this. Could I ask you to go, please? We've been through all these things
No,
before.
but I've just asked you. I put a point to you.
No, we discussed this previously.
No, but what was the
Fraser
answer to the
and
question?
I answered it. I'm asking you to leave.
I don't mind,
please.
but can you answer the question?
I don't care whether you mind or not. I am not here just to answer random questions.
It's
I'm
not
here to help
random, it's
people.
not random.
And we've been over this before, and I'd like you to leave, Mr. Ballantyne.
It's not random. How's it random if the legislator's brought in regulation
Could
taxes?
you please leave?
Well, I don't think that's very nice. I have to say, you're meant to be my representative, and I don't think it's very nice.
Well, you need to behave.
I've behaved. I've not said anything. I've not said anything.
You've repeatedly come and harangued me about the same
I've only
issues
been in
about
twice. I've only seen you
answers.
twice. I've only seen you twice.
You've been on the phone constantly to my staff.
Oh, I see. So you're not representing me. You're meant to be my representative, Mr. Sherry.
Could you go, please? Thank you.
That's not very nice. I have to say. This won't look good.